De'Aaron Fox has officially been traded to the San Antonio Spurs. Zach LaVine is headed to Sacramento. We got Zach Collin and Trey Jones headed to the Bulls. The Bulls did do a good move here. They're getting their first round draft pick. So this is the official trade. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you guys. So we have the San Antonio Spurs receiving De'Aaron Fox and Jordan. The Kings will be receiving Zach LaVine and City Cisco. I believe that's how you say the name, Brad. My apologies. They'll also be receiving 3 first round picks, a 2025 from Charlotte, 2027 from San Antonio, 2031 from Minnesota, which is a 2025 from Chicago, 2028 from Denver, and they're getting their own second pick back. The Bulls are receiving Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and their own 2025 first round pick. This is the simulation we're going to be doing in NBA 2K25 today. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe. Trade season is epic season. This is my thought on the trade. Zach LaVine headed to the Kings. That is an absurd thing for him to do, bro. If I'm Zach LaVine, I would have declined, but he couldn't. The Kings want to maintain competitiveness. I don't think Zach LaVine is the guy that you need to remain competitive. He's great. He's a great bucket getter, but he could shoot you out games. The San Antonio Spurs robbed the Sacramento Kings blindly, bro. They didn't have to throw in Devin Vassell, none of their young guys. All they had to do was throw a few first round picks and second round picks. And for the Bulls, everybody know what they're doing now. They're tanking for Cooper Flag. Hopefully they could get there. They got their own draft pick back. Now that you have De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Jeremy, Victor Wembanyama, Chris Paul, Castle, Charles, Keldon Johnson, Sandro, this team is competing. I don't know. I just feel like Victor, the sky's the limit. Fox is going to be throwing him better assists than Chris Paul, and he's faster than Chris Paul. So the offense is going to get run a little bit more faster and more fast paced. The second half of this NBA season is going to be wild. As for the Bulls, you didn't really get much besides your first round pick back and a few salary fillers. Now we 100% know Nikola Vucevic is getting traded potentially to the Warriors very soon. So the Bulls aren't doing anything seriously this season. They're going to fall out of the playoffs and play-ins. Malik Monk is going to play point guard, followed by Keon Ellis. DeMar DeRozan is 100% getting traded. I would be shocked if DeMar DeRozan wasn't traded to the Heat, potentially for Jimmy Butler to the Kings type of trade. If Jimmy Butler went to the Kings, this team is an automatic championship contenders. I believe they do have enough salaries to make it work. You could throw in DeMar DeRozan. You still have a Trey Lyles. You still got a Keegan Murray, a younger player. You got a few other young players that you could just throw in. So right now, Chicago is doing way better than expected. 27. Well, no, they're not. They're the 10th seed. They want to get lower, in my opinion. The San Antonio Spurs are 34 and 28. According to 2K, they're the 8th seed as of now. Let's keep on simulating to the end of the season to see who potentially won this trade. The Spurs are doing amazing. Look at this. 42 and 29. They're the 5th seed. Oh no, don't, please though. I hope this is not true. Don't tell me Victor Wembanyama might win an NBA title the first year of this trade. I would be shocked if that happened. For this simulation, Nikola Jokic gets MVP. Yves Macy is Rookie of the Year. TJ McConnell is 6th Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama DPOY. Amen Thompson is your Most Improved Player. LeBron James is Clutch Player of the Year. Kenny Atkinson is your Coach of the Year, 56 and 26. And that's really all about it. First team looks like this. We do have Victor Wembanyama with the Spurs. Sabonis with the Kings made a second team. Good for him. He never gets any award. When we go to team intels, the San Antonio Spurs finished off with a record of 50 and 33. That is good for the 5th seed. Sadly, the Chicago Bulls weren't bad enough. They finished off with a record of 38 and 44. That is good for the 10th seed. The Sacramento Kings finished off with a record of 45 and 37. That is good for the 8th seed. We do have a matchup here, Sacramento versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we also do have Chicago versus Philly. Let's see what happens in these two games. Simulate with Simcast. It's looking decent so far. It looks like the Kings might actually push for the playoffs, might get a playoff spot, but it's not looking too good right now. They're down by 2 points with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. We're gonna slow it down for them. 95 to 96, 97, 98. Come on, clutch up, and it looks like they're getting bounced. Oh, they're going to OT. Let's speed it up a little bit. Will Sacramento win? Yes, Sacramento lost, but they were the 8th seed, so therefore they got another game they have to play. Now it's time to see if the Bulls finish their tank job and not make the playoffs. Come on, Philly, I need you to rock this world. It's looking great so far. 27 to 43 first quarter, and it does look like the Bulls might successfully complete the tank job in year number 1. The Bulls have been eliminated. I'm glad the Bulls are going full out rebuild. That's what they should have done. Glad they got off that Zach LaVine contract and they got their pick back. The Bulls might actually be a competent team now. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. It's not looking too promising thus far. Houston Rockets are putting the belt on the Kings. It does look like the Sacramento Kings are getting eliminated. They're not making the playoffs. Hawks. That's tough. GG's. Victor Wembanyama is going against the Lakers. What a W script for Adam Silver, Luka, Darren Connect, Rui, LeBron James, and Christian Wood. Yeah, I think the Spurs beat this team low-key. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Simulate through game. We win game 1. We won it by 13. Victor Wembanyama put up 31, 11. Fox had 11 assists. That's what we're talking about. Simulate through game. We win game 2. Simulate through game. We win game 3. Simulate through game. We win game 4. Now we're going up against the OKC Thunders. Simulate through game. They win game 1. Simulate through game. They win game 2. Simulate through game. 2-1. Simulate through game. 2-2. That's what we're talking about. Come on. 3-2. We up 3. All right. That's what we like. Can we put them away? Simulate through game. The San Antonio Spurs are headed to the Western Conference Finals. Victor Wembanyama is now going up against Anthony Edwards. The Timberwolves will not be making it this far in my opinion. Simulate through game. We win game 1. Simulate through game. We win game 2. Simulate through game. We win game 3. Simulate through game. The San Antonio Spurs have made it to an NBA Finals. Victor Wembanyama, 20, 10, 3 blocks per game, going against Jalen Brunson. Not giving up Devin Vassell in this trade is very major for them because now your bench just improves because the talent that was starting is now headed to the bench. Chris Paul and Castle are now bench players, and you also have Keldon Johnson off the bench. Your three-point shooting in the starting lineup, if not for Vic, it would have been terrible in my opinion, but I think we could take them. Let's go ahead and see how we do game 1. Simulate through game. The Knicks win game 1. Simulate through game. It's tied 1-1. Simulate through game. 2-1. Simulate through game. 3-1. Let's simulate this last game with Simcast. Come on, San Antonio. You could do this, bro. This trade just changed the whole entire West. I am very curious how every team ends off looking after February 6th, the trade deadline. The Knicks take game. It's now 2-3. Simulate through game. The San Antonio Spurs 1-6. Victor Wembanyama is your finals MVP, putting up 24, 12, 3, almost 4 blocks per game. Are the San Antonio Spurs now the heavy favorites to win an NBA title? Comment down below. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.